Yeah, so I was thinking with respect to modeling this printer or photocopier in Blender. This is just one of the images I have of one particular model. This is Powell Dudek. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong. And I believe he is one of the artists that worked on, I think, Dying Light or The Dying Light, the computer game, or maybe the series of games or whatever over, I think, in the UK. I spent a lot of time trying to track him down, and I wrote to the company. So, anyways, I was just thinking. I mentioned in my previous video, just in the comments, I wrote in the comments that I was out shopping with my son, and I saw an old printer, sort of like this, on a cart, and I took a couple of close-up pictures. I didn't want to do too many because it would look kind of weird. Like, what am I doing? But if any of you have something like this, something old like that, and if you do, and you wanted to take any pictures and send them to me, that would be awesome. You can reach me at my email. I'll put my email on under this video, and I'm going to probably get started blocking this thing out after I have a close look and think about how I would model it. That's always the first step, right? Is looking at it and say, okay, what shapes are there? What cutaways are there? How could I do this? And in what order would I do this? That kind of thing. So I'll talk a little bit about that in my video. I'm not saying for sure that I'm modeling this one. I have a couple of other models. I also have a dot matrix printer I'm interested in, and of course the suggestions are coming in for things like old VHSs, and I like those. So I've got a list here of requests. So if you want to request something that is basically hard surface modeling that I could do that's not too hard, and as long as I have the liberty to leave out certain components that might be very intricate or difficult to do. I also keep in mind that a lot of times for these types of assets that are probably game assets, a lot of it is texture. So the lines in it, the grooves, some of the panels, the buttons, the screen, a lot of times those are textures and they're not modeled in. And if that was the case, there may not be that much modeling that I would do if I intended to do as much texturing. And I usually don't, so I tend to model more than I probably should. And of course, my stuff is more high poly. I'm not really good at the low poly or the conversion of high poly to low poly. I don't really do that. I'll get into that in the future. So, I end up modeling more of the details than you would probably expect. And that's so that I can keep you coming back to my channel because it's mostly a modeling channel. Otherwise, it switches to a little bit of modeling and mostly texturing. And I am not a great artist, all right? I don't even have Photoshop. So, all right, anyhow, like I say, if you want to send me images, feel free, but you don't need to. I'm going to try to get started tonight, but if I don't, it's just because I need a little bit more time to research it and decide for sure which one I'm doing, and then do a little bit of practice so I say, yeah, I could do that. Because when you do it on camera, I don't want to be doing a lot of and making mistakes, going back, like you would do if you're just doing it at home. You could spend all the time in the world. I'm just trying to do it in video for you guys so that, you can follow along. And if you are a relative beginner, you don't want to see, well, maybe you do want to see me make mistakes. Maybe I should do a video of that. Anyways, I don't know what I'm talking about. We'll talk to you soon.